Hello everyone. Today on Good Morning Maine, a drug bust in Hudson turns up thousands of dollars worth of stolen property. Plus, low-income Mainers are urged to seek heating assistance before the cold weather arrives. And it looks like life will soon return to the Colonial Theatre in Belfast. We'll tell you what's happening there. Good morning, everyone. I'm Craig Colson. Emma Smith is off today. We thank you for joining us. We'll have those stories and a lot more coming up. But first, to check out that weekend forecast, it looks like more clouds moving into the area today, maybe a few sprinkles. And then, yes, a very rainy Saturday on the way to kick off our weekend. Let's turn things over to Devin for a quick check of our forecast.
Thank you so much. Our first weather this morning is brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. All right, my friends, we do have a little bit of fog in the area, mainly by the coast. Bar Harbor, right into the Rockland area. Visibilities are very, very low, near zero in some spots. Here in town, not as bad. We have a 6 mile of visibility up north into Millinocket and Greenville area, pretty much at 10 miles, so not bad up north. Overall, though, we do have some mostly cloudy skies. Some thicker clouds are really starting to roll in. For now, though, winds are pretty calm. A solid 7-mile-per-hour breeze here in town, 3 by the coast, Rockland, Bar Harbor, of course, into Machias, near 0-mile-per-hour winds. So things are looking pretty calm for now. This is the calm before the storm. Now, dew points are a little high up there. They will stay high up by Saturday and then right back down by those afternoon hours on Sunday into Monday and Tuesday once again, starting to rise by middle of next week. Now for today, mid-60s outside, we're looking at cloudy skies, maybe a couple of sprinkles possible. Other than that, we will be dry. For tonight, temperatures in those upper 50s, cloudy skies, and some sprinkles possible once again. Dense fog in the region. Now for tomorrow, rain heavy at times, mainly into those afternoon hours, and that wind will start to pick up. Temperatures hovering around 64 degrees. Now later on this afternoon, we are looking at temperatures starting to rise right back into those mid-60s with chances of scattered showers.
All right, thank you, Conrad. Devin is off today. I forgot about that. Appreciate that. All right, new details this morning about a big bust in Penobscot County. The sheriff's office seized what they're calling a large amount of drugs and stolen property in Hudson. Deputies arrived on the scene Thursday morning after following up on an investigation into stolen property. Upon arriving at the residence on Thurston Way, Sheriff Troy Morton says they discovered an individual who was experiencing a drug-related medical event.
Deputies doing a follow-up investigation for what was initially about stolen property ended up being involved with a person that was in a medical distress related to drug use, also a large seizure of drugs that were in very much plain view.
Well, Morton says a man identified as 37-year-old Philip Herbst began fighting with them after he was administered Narcan. He was taken to the hospital and then to jail, where he's charged with aggravated drug trafficking, receiving stolen property, and numerous other charges. Several other people also fled from the scene, including 51-year-old Lois Sanders of Hudson, who had a warrant out for her arrest. She was also arrested. Authorities say they also seized a pound of dangerous drugs, including fentanyl, cocaine, and methamphetamine. They also found several stolen trailers and 2 zero-turn tractors that were stolen from the Bangor area. The sheriff's office is also trying to identify the owner of an off-road green Jeep. Anyone with information is being told to contact the sheriff's office at 947-4585. I also want to tell you about a little breaking news that happened just up the road in Kenduskeag last night. A big fire broke out in a building there on Oak Street. We don't have a lot of details at this point, but we know that crews from surrounding towns all had to respond to that fire. No one was there when firefighters arrived on the scene. Judging from the photos, it looks like that building is a total loss. State Fire Marshal's office has been called in to investigate and look for cause of that fire in Kenduskeag, and we will have much more on that fire later on this morning. Meanwhile, a man has been arrested in Lewiston after allegedly exposing himself and trying to force his way into a passing car. Police say they were called to the area of Main and Middle Streets Wednesday afternoon after getting several reports about a man who was aggressively exposing himself. That's a quote. Police say they arrived to find 57-year-old Christopher Good of the Augusta and Bangor areas. They say at one point, Good also tried to enter a vehicle that was stopped at a red light and threatened the driver with harm. Good was arrested and charged with indecent conduct, attempted gross sexual assault, and violating probation. Officials say he was already on probation for a sex crime at the time of that alleged incident in Lewiston. Down East Community Partners is encouraging low-income Mainers to get an early start on applying for heating assistance. Matthew Jaroncic with that story.
Fall has just arrived, but in a matter of months, it'll be winter. For many Mainers, one of the biggest challenges the season brings is the cost of home heating. Luckily, Down East Community Partners has a program that'll help pay for a portion of home heating costs for low-income Mainers, known as Home Income Energy Assistance Program, or HEAP. Down East Community Partners Director of Energy Services James Neely says now is the time to start applying for assistance.
We are actually booked out all the way till January 4th right now, so the sooner you call in, it will be much better for you to be able to get an appointment.
Down East Community Partners determines how much a household could qualify for based on income comparisons with federal poverty levels. For example, a household of 1's monthly income limit is $2,723, while a household of 9's is $7,383. Neely says it takes 4 to 6 weeks after your appointment to receive funding if found eligible.
If you were to get an appointment for January right now, you might not receive funds until mid-March.
This program has more availability in some areas than others. In Bennington, DCP has 17 open slots. Stonington currently has 16. Neely says they're trying to get the word out to help as many people in need as possible.
It's very important to fill those because it allows us to come to your communities and shows the need in your area. So if we aren't able to fully book out or come close to fully booking out a appointment area, we might not be able to go.
Down East Community Partners will be doing outreach in Bennington on October 12th and Stonington on the 24th. They will be in Sullivan on November 1st and Bar Harbor 2 days after. Anyone interested in signing up will need to bring their social security card, driver's license, income documentation for all working household members, and a utility bill. In Ellsworth, Matthew Jaroncic, ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, Maine is getting more than $220,000 in additional money to help Mainers heat their homes this winter. Senator Susan Collins made the announcement yesterday. The money is going to the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program, also known as LIHEAP. It's part of funding that was returned to the federal government and is now being redistributed. Senator Collins said, quote, "This additional LIHEAP funding will provide much needed relief to our most vulnerable residents, ensuring they can afford to stay warm during the harsh winter months without sacrificing other essential needs." The state of Maine defended its voter privacy law in a Boston court yesterday. Secretary of State Shenna Bellows says under current law, groups can access the voter registration lists for campaign purposes or enforcement of voter registration laws. However, a state law passed in 2021 prohibits the sale or publishing of voter information to protect voters from harassment or identity theft. The Public Interest Law Foundation, a conservative-backed group based in Virginia, is suing Maine over that law. Bellows says people should be able to vote without the fear of having their personal information compromised.
In an era of identity theft, online scams, online harassment, and even in-person harassment, we argued today that the voter list should be protected from online publication.
Maine saw the highest voter turnout in the nation last November, something Secretary Bellows fears could change if the state's voter privacy law is loosened. A new hands-on training program aims to expand access to rural health care and diversify Maine's workforce. Our David Ledford with that story.
Whew, I am excited.
Northern Light Health has teamed up with a Georgia medical school to bring out-of-state physician assistant students to Maine. Students from the Morehouse School of Medicine in Atlanta have traveled all the way up the East Coast to get hands-on medical experience in rural Maine communities.
The idea is to bring them to Maine, to have them do their clerkship training here, working in our clinics and in our rural medicine areas to provide more patient access to all of our patients in Maine.
I like to be able to interact with patients and give them that positive experience and kind of meet patients and people where they're at in those small rural communities and to help get them the adequate healthcare access that they need.
After arriving last month, the program's first students have been sent to both Northern Light EMMC in Bangor and A.R. Gould Hospital in Presque Isle, where they've been getting mentored by local physicians.
Most of my family comes from Ghana, West Africa, and they had to kind of like do a lot for themselves because of that lack of access to healthcare. In Presque Isle, I feel like this is kind of the community that I want to kind of work with.
Northern Light representatives say it's important for people to feel represented when they visit their doctors, and they're hoping this program will help with that.
Maine is a diverse community. It really is. And we know that through basic data that, people do better when they have providers that kind of look like them.
Northern Light hopes the experience will encourage some of the students to stick around.
This will give us a pathway to new talent, to show them what Maine is about and to see whether or not they'd be willing to come and spend some of their career here in Maine. Trying to recruit them if we can.
In Brewer, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
An important note for anyone who is planning their weekend, the Bangor Art Walk has been postponed. The Downtown Bangor Partnership is postponing the Arttober Sidewalk Art Festival due to the rainy weather expected over the weekend. Organizers say they are working with vendors, sponsors, and venues to find a potential alternate date, time, and location in order to reschedule the festive, fun, and much-loved event here in Bangor. We will keep you updated on that. Well, it's a big relief for members of a Bangor family. The Bangor Appeals Board has granted their request to keep 6 chickens on their property. Amy Martin says the animals provide emotional support to her disabled son. Bangor has an ordinance against keeping chickens in the city, but the Appeals Board voted to make an exception in this case. According to the Bangor Daily News, several people spoke out at a hearing Thursday who implored the board to grant the request. Just a couple spoke out against it, saying they worried about rats. They'll be allowed to keep up to 6 hens, but no roosters. That could cause some noise in the neighborhood. So it looks like he will be able to keep his little friends after all. Well, the time now is 6:12. Coming up next on Good Morning Maine, the Colonial Theatre in Belfast faced an uncertain future after the owners decided to close the business, but the performances will soon return thanks to a special collaboration. We'll tell you all about it. But first, another check of that weather forecast. Cloudy today with sprinkles moving into the area. The highs will be near 66 degrees. Light rain in areas of dense fog can be expected overnight with lows in the upper 50s. Tomorrow, a very rainy and windy day on the way for your Saturday with highs near 64.
When visiting Maine, there are a few must-dos. Be a foodie. Relax on the water. Share your experiences. And start a shopping adventure at one of 17 Rennie's locations throughout Maine.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
Renovating or building new, you'll find a wide selection of high-performing, energy-efficient, and beautiful windows and doors at Hammond Lumber Company. Your Hammond sales representative will walk you through the showroom displays and help you choose options to create a personalized custom look. Free in-home measurement is available, and Hammond can deliver your order from any of their locations across Maine and New Hampshire. Bring your vision and enjoy better light and added security and energy savings with quality windows and doors from Hammond Lumber Company.
The good, the bad, and the ugly?
No, but that describes my teenage years perfectly.
Person, place, or thing.
Weekdays at 10 on ABC 7.
Your long-term tenant owes you for trashing your home.
I left and he said he would take care of it.
This is a tremendous amount of junk.
He was very petty.
Do you see this? This doesn't look like anybody moved out.
Hot Bench. Friday at 3 on ABC 7.
Before we move ahead, I want to show you some photos from that bad fire that happened last night in Kenduskeag. It broke out after 10 o'clock on what was the name of the street? Oak Street, I believe it was. No one was in the building when firefighters arrived on the scene, but as you can see there, they certainly had their hands full. The home or the building there, total loss. Fire departments from several local departments all responded to the blaze. They were there on the scene until around 3 this morning. State fire marshals now looking for a cause of that fire in Kenduskeag. All right, moving on now. Belfast Colonial Theatre opened its doors the very same day that the Titanic set sail from England, and it remained a mainstay up until its closure in September of last year. But that missing piece of Belfast Commercial District will soon be put back into place. Our Doug Banks has the story.
I'm absolutely thrilled because I've been waiting for this for a couple of years.
Just as the sign suggests, the Colonial Theatre will be opening its doors again. The nonprofit committee Hawthorne Theatre and Arts Collaborative was given a generous contribution of $1 million from locals Libby and Bill Catania. Under the agreement, the committee will pay that back over time.
There was a Save the Colonial Theatre steering committee that got together, and what they did was drum up a whole lot of press that brought in some people that were interested in buying the theatre.
Now, once Colonial Theatre opens to the public, they'll be showcasing much more than just the latest movies.
First run movies, there'll be second run movies, independent films, documentaries, as well as live performances, educational programming. Pretty much anything's out there on the table right now.
Right up until November 4th, it's all hands on deck as everyone works hard to turn the lights back on, while Hawthorne the Elephant watches from above as people reconnect and bring memories back to life.
People can laugh at the same exact jokes and humor, even though they have different backgrounds and different perspectives. They come together.
We used it a lot when it was here, and we've just been waiting for it to reopen, hoping that it would.
It's great for our kids too, you know, not just the adults, but our kids need a place to relax and feel safe, and this is it.
To learn how to donate to the theater, visit colonialtheater.com. In Belfast, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Meanwhile, a new physical therapy center in Hamden wants people to know that there's never a bad time to get into fitness. Devin Dagnall with that story.
I really started this business almost 10 years ago, and I started out just going into people's homes, and then I felt like I needed a permanent space for people who wanted to come to a clinic.
Designing Fitness is a new physical therapy clinic that is opening on Main Street in Hamden, but according to its owner, Sonia Parker, it offers a lot more than the average clinic. Along with physical therapy, the clinic offers a wide assortment of fitness classes because to Parker, general fitness can be just as important as physical therapy for a lot of people.
So I named it Designing Fitness because that's how important fitness is to what we do.
From yoga to pound classes, there's a type of exercise for everyone to try and enjoy. A lot of people often worry it's too late for them to start exercising, but Parker assures that's never the case.
No, I mean, I've worked with people over 100 years old. There's a lot of research out there that shows that at any age you can become stronger. And it's a matter of doing the right exercises and being consistent.
On the flip side, Parker also says it's never too early to get into fitness.
I mean, you watch any baby or any toddler, they're always crawling around, they're always moving, active, and our bodies are meant to move.
More information about Designing Fitness can be found on our website, foxbangor.com. In Hamden, Devin Dagnall, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A long-time locally owned business in Bangor is passing the baton on to a next generation. Patrick's Fine Gifts, located in the Broadway Shopping Center, offers a wide variety of gifts and accessories. Founders Patricia and Rick Smith have been operating the store since they purchased it back in 2000. Now, after more than 2 decades of success, they're ready to hand over ownership to their son and daughter-in-law.
It's a really well-oiled machine, this store. It's filled with really great employees that have been here for a long time, and we're just very proud. We're proud to carry on the legacy that they started.
When the time comes to pass the baton, I knew that she would be the one, and it's important that things continue and get better, and that's what we know will happen.
Elle Smith says she and her husband don't plan to make any major changes in the store. They hope to keep the business in the family for as long as they can and continue to build on what Patricia and Rick started back in the year 2000. Congratulations to them. All right, the time now is 6:19. Coming up after the break, wild game was on the menu during a special event at the Augusta Food Kitchen. We'll hear how that all started. Plus, President Biden defends his decision to resume construction on the southern border wall. We'll have the details as Good Morning Maine continues.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
Main House Home Furnishings and Gifts has a fantastic fall 40% off sale on home goods starting on Monday, October 9th. Bring some friends and enjoy the foliage on the way to the corner of routes 15 and 16 in Abbott.
It's another exciting year of high school football in the state of Maine. Get out and support your home team and be looking for the ABC7 Sports Blitz crew. You can get a free Sports Blitz t-shirt, then watch Sports Blitz during ABC7 News at 11 every Friday night during the football season. Blitz shirts courtesy of ADA Fence Company, Ben's Auto Body, Danforth's Down Home Supermarket, Fogbrook Resort, Huff Power Sports, Littlefield Design Company, and Maine Central Motors. Goose River Farm and Meat Store is conveniently located on Route 3 across from Hammond Lumber in Belfast. They have a wide selection of meat and poultry, including beef, pork, lamb, chicken, duck, rabbit, and turkey. Buy your steak and meats for grilling this summer.
Welcome back, everyone. Unhoused and food insecure populations in the Augusta area got the chance to experience world-class dining from an underutilized food source. Our Corey Bouchard explains.
Food is a basic need. Food is something we need to then have the brain power and the stamina to go to work or go reach our goals.
Victoria Abbott is the executive director for the Bread of Life Ministries in Augusta, which has been operating this soup kitchen for the past 40 years. But they've never had dining quite like this, thanks to a visit by Hunt, Fish, Feed, a campaign created by the Outdoor Channel.
Today we brought in Chef John McGannon, a Culinary Institute of America trained chef who works with us. We put together a menu.
The menu, which included venison sloppy joes, potato salad, fruit salad, and a dessert, aims to use a food source that doesn't get shared with unhoused populations very often: wild game. Chef John McGannon explains why he got involved with the program.
One of those giving back kind of things. It's a good, you're paying your karma forward and doing the right thing and sharing this beautiful, free-range organic and natural meat.
The Hunt, Fish, Feed campaign visits around 12 cities each year. Abbott says the fact that they were one of those selected locations all comes down to one word.
In my opinion, magic. I'm so thankful that we did get selected. I know we gave a tour to the group that was checking it out, and then we got the call that we were selected, so it's very exciting.
Spectrum, which provided a number of volunteers helping out with Thursday's event, also provided Bread of Life with a donation of $2,500 to help with their mission. Several legislators also volunteered their time and spoke about the importance of giving back.
I think what's important is to remember that, the unhoused population are our neighbors. I think this is a really great program to show that, we need to take care of our people.
We have a tremendous opportunity to build community around food. Everyone has to eat. To really build bridges and bring people back together in an increasingly divisive society.
Chef McGannon said everyone seemed to enjoy the meal, and there were a lot of clean plates and full stomachs. In Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC7 and Fox 22 News.
What a wonderful effort. Hey, before we move ahead, I want to say howdy to my friends Mike and Paris over in Brewer at Park Place. They say they watch us every morning, and I just wanted to give a shout out and say thank you, and we appreciate you watching us. We do this for you. All right, moving on now to our forecast. Looks like the rainy weather will be moving in for the weekend. Here's Conrad with the details.
Thank you so much. Our main weather this morning is brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. All right, my friends, not a bad start to the morning. We just have some mostly cloudy skies. Other than that, we are dry. This is the calm before the storm. Take a look at this. Right off sea, right about here. Doesn't look like much right now. It's not really developed at all. This is a tropical storm Philippe, that is on the way and will be here in the next, let's say, 36 to 48 hours. This is the track we're looking at, going all the way up north into our area. By the time it gets here, it looks like it's going to be a post-tropical system with probably around a 50-mile-per-hour wind, mainly by the coast. Now, for now, mostly cloudy skies, but we will continue to have increasing clouds, those thicker clouds rolling in throughout the day today. Then throughout the day, we're going to stay mainly clear overall. By tomorrow, though, that's when things start to pick up. Greater chances of showers will be in the area, and more of the heavier rain will start to roll on in. And then into those overnight hours, Saturday night, Sunday morning, mainly, that's when that rain, the heavier rain, will still be in the area. Now, we're looking at a lot of rain in some regions, maybe even up to 3 inches of rain in some spots. Indicated here in those red colors, Millinocket area, Greenville, all the way down south into our area. Now, of course, right by the coast, Bar Harbor, and then close to the Machias area, over 2 inches of rain as well. Now, waves, not bad right now. We're looking at 3-foot waves right offshore, maybe 5, so still not too bad. But definitely as that storm gets closer, waves will triple and quadruple in size. Temperature-wise, though, we've been warm. Take a look at this. Last several days, mid-70s, close to 80 degrees even 2 days ago. Look at that. Yesterday, we saw temperatures in those mid to upper 60s. Now, we're going to stay near average the rest of this week, pretty much right through next week. Our average high is around 62 degrees. Take a look at this. 60s, pretty much right through the board and right through next week. Now, for today, mid-60s outside, cloudy skies, a couple of sprinkles are possible. Other than that, we are dry. Same story tonight, besides cooler temperatures in those upper 50s. Now, for tomorrow, that's when that heavier rain starts to roll in, mainly into those afternoon hours. High temperature of around 64 degrees. Our extended forecast outlook does show that rain in the area right through the weekend, and then we start to clear up by beginning of next week.
If I don't hear from you tonight, I know it, but I can't let go. Everything I love is out to sea.
The Greg B. Harrell Show. ...
Am I supposed to read the ...
More than that, you know there's nothing.
Join us every Friday this season as we celebrate the return to the gridiron with the most highlights, reaction, and analysis of your favorite teams. Catch Sports Blitz Friday at 11 on ABC7. Sports Blitz, brought to you by Coastal Auto Parts, your local Napa Auto Parts dealer with 29 locations, owned and operated by a Maine family that cares. And by Dorsey Furniture, Route 1A Holdings, where you'll find furniture that's in stock and ready for delivery.
When a government-controlled utility took over in Long Island, New York, it made big promises. But what did residents get? Household electric costs increased by more than 50%. Customers' bills skyrocketed with new surcharges. The utility ranked the lowest in customer service, and it failed to pay millions in required payments to local schools and fire departments on time. Don't bring New York's problems to Maine. Vote no on question 3.
Commercial vehicles can be dangerous, and they usually carry big insurance policies. So whether you're hurt by a landscaping truck like this, a work van like this, or a big rig like this, we know commercial vehicle accidents, and we know how to get you the big money you may deserve. If any commercial vehicle hurts you, call the Twos. We win for you.
Hurt by a commercial vehicle? Call the Twos. We win for you. Call 222-2222.
There's one number you need to know. It's called Joe.
Welcome back, everyone. We turn to Washington now with a surprising announcement yesterday from President Biden that they will be building more border wall along the U.S.-Mexican border. President Biden had campaigned against the border wall. ABC's Liz Landers is in Washington to explain what has changed.
This morning, the Biden administration is defending plans to build more border wall along the southern part of the United States amid an uptick in illegal border crossings from Mexico into the U.S.
We had no choice.
Building a border wall was former President Donald Trump's signature policy decision, and the Biden administration claims that money appropriated by Congress under the former administration in 2019 requires they continue to build barriers at the border. Customs and Border Protection plans indicate that the new construction will be an 18-foot portable barrier, different than the 30-foot bollard design added under Trump's administration. President Biden campaigned against a border wall in 2020 and Thursday said the law ties his hands.
Do you believe the border wall works?
No.
The president's Democratic allies agree.
A fence is a 14th century solution to the 21st problems that we have.
Republicans continue to hammer the president on the issue.
This decision today, it feels like too little too late.
Meanwhile, as the Biden administration attempts to solve the root of the immigration issue, officials announcing they'd resume deporting migrants back to Venezuela as part of their efforts to slow arrivals. They also plan to send up to $10 million to Panama to help them deport migrants back to their home countries. The Biden administration is waiving 26 federal laws, some related to environmental preservation, in order to complete this stretch of the border. In Washington, Liz Landers, ABC News.
Most homes in the country may be unaffordable for average Americans. A report by real estate data provider ATOM says median home prices in 99% of the country are too expensive for Americans who make around $71,000 a year. The company says the data shows a two-year trend of home ownership being hard to come by for average income earners. Interest rate hikes and a drop in the number of homes on the market are partly to blame for houses becoming less affordable. That is certainly the case here in Maine as well. All right, coming up on the second half of the newscast, a special Halloween charity run will soon be held to help animals in Down East Maine. We'll tell you how you can join that effort as Good Morning Maine continues.
An urgent manhunt underway.
A corrections officer and the inmate disappear into thin air.
This case just captivated people.
Tonight, the jailhouse romance that felt like a movie. David Muir, Deborah Roberts, all new 2020, tonight on ABC.
Get ready to clown around this Halloween. Fright at the Fort 2023 Carnival of Fright. October 14th, the 21st, and 22nd, and October 28th and 29th. At Fort Knox in Prospect. There are no at-the-door ticket sales. Fright Night at the Fort 2023 Carnival of Fright. Tickets online at fortknoxmaine.com.
Harris Lumber is locally owned and has been serving the Pequot region for more than 50 years. See them for all your projects, big or small. Customer service is their #1 priority. And with a full line of lumber and hardware items, they can also deliver to your job site. Harris Lumber, Milo.
From a humble horse and buggy beginning over 100 years ago to a fleet of modern deluxe motor coaches today, Sear North Star Tours wants to take you places. In Maine, throughout the United States, and abroad. We offer tours and day trips to suit everyone's interests and passions. Cherry blossoms in the spring, Prince Edward Island in the summer, trips to the city, trips to the shore, culture, history, music, and more. Sear North Star Tours. Where can we take you?
Saving for higher education for my kids is super important to my husband and me because we obviously want to give them opportunities to explore whatever their passion might be. I kind of consider it as a non-negotiable. I have to pay my electric bill, I've got to pay my heat bill, and I'm going to put money aside for my kids' higher education.
To learn more about NextGen 529, its investment objectives, risks, and costs, read the program description at nextgenforme.com. Check if your home state has a 529 plan that offers tax or other benefits.
You're watching ABC 7 Bangor.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. Today is Friday, November 5th, 2023. It is also World Smile Day. This special holiday was started back in 1999 by graphic artist Harvey Ball. He's the man who created that familiar smiley face that has appeared on everything from coffee mugs to t-shirts. Harvey worried that the symbol was becoming too commercialized, and he wanted it to be more about the power of smiling among people. He created this holiday to urge people to do small acts of kindness to keep the smiles coming all around the world. We like that. It's kind of contagious. If you smile, others might smile as well. All right, on this day in history, back in 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected president. In 1923, Jacob Schick was granted a patent for the electric shaver, you know, about the Schick shaving company. In 1962, the United Nations passed a resolution to condemn apartheid in South Africa. It urged members to cut ties with the nation and to stand up against a policy of racial discrimination and segregation. In 1965, the Freedom Flights program began, which allowed thousands of Cubans to come to the U.S. And in 1996, Michael Jordan scored 50 points in a game for the 29th time in his basketball career. He was really amazing. All right, today's birthdays include actress Emma Stone, who is 34 years old today. Actress Sally Field turned 76, and actor Ethan Hawke is 52. Happy birthday to all of them. Well, today the weather, it looks like a cloudy day ahead for us, maybe some sprinkles later on, and then the heavier rain moves in just in time for your Saturday. Let's check in with Conrad for your latest forecast.
Thank you so much. Our first weather this morning is brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. All right, my friends, we do have a little bit of fog in the area, mainly by the coast. Bar Harbor, right into the Rockland area. Visibilities are very, very low, near zero in some spots. Here in town, not as bad. We have a 6 mile of visibility up north into Millinocket and Greenville area, pretty much at 10 miles, so not bad up north. Overall, though, we do have some mostly cloudy skies. Some thicker clouds are really starting to roll in. For now, though, winds are pretty calm. A solid 7-mile-per-hour breeze here in town, 3 by the coast, Rockland, Bar Harbor, of course, into Machias, near 0-mile-per-hour winds. So things are looking pretty calm for now. This is the calm before the storm. Now, dew points are a little high up there. They will stay high up by Saturday and then right back down by those afternoon hours on Sunday into Monday and Tuesday once again, starting to rise by middle of next week. Now for today, mid-60s outside, we're looking at cloudy skies, maybe a couple of sprinkles possible. Other than that, we will be dry. For tonight, temperatures in those upper 50s, cloudy skies, and some sprinkles possible once again. Dense fog in the region. Now for tomorrow, rain heavy at times, mainly into those afternoon hours, and that wind will start to pick up. Temperatures hovering around 64 degrees. Now later on this afternoon, we are looking at temperatures starting to rise right back into those mid-60s with chances of scattered showers.
All right, thank you, Conrad. Halloween may be a few weeks away, but it's never too early to try on your costume. And one great place to show off your spooky best will be when the SPCA of Hancock County hosts its 5th annual Jim Noble Howlo Run 5K Walk and Run. It'll take place on October 22nd. The event will be held at 11 a.m. at Marlboro Beach in Lemoyne. All proceeds will support the animals in the SPCA's care. Participants have the option of either walking or running the route decorated with jack-o'-lanterns while getting a scenic view of Frenchman's Bay and the mountains of Acadia National Park. Howlo Run organizer Jamie O'Keefe says every participant helps make a difference to the animals that they take care of.
It's a very low cost for us to put on, but it brings in more than $10,000 for the shelter. So people, just by putting on a costume or taking part, that's directly helping a dog or cat at our shelter.
Prizes will be given for the best costumes for adults, children under 12, and for pets, and for the participants who raise the most money for the shelter. Signing up costs $25 per person and $20 per children. You can register online at the link on our website. The first 50 people to sign up will receive a free t-shirt designed by local artist Lisa Williams. Sounds like a great effort. Well, still ahead this morning, Tyler Cruz with all the day's sports news, and Emma Smith will tell us about a special event during a special interview straight ahead. Don't go away.
What can I get everyone?
The usual for all of us?
Actually, I'll do the special.
Great choice.
Wow, the special? Look at you.
Switch it up sometimes, you know.
I got 4 vodka sodas and 1 Maine blueberry mojito. So, who ordered the special? I'll grab a few more.
It's time to try something new. For more cocktail inspiration, download the Maine Spirits app.
I got hurt in a car accident. I've got a ton of bills, and the insurance company isn't helping me at all.
Don't get burned by the insurance company. Fight fire with fire and call the twos.
We'll turn up the heat on the insurance company. We'll make them pay you all the money you deserve.
I fought fire with fire and called the twos. Lowry & Associates got me $400,000 for my car accident. Now that's hot.
Call the twos. We win for you.
If you're hurt in an accident, what do? Call 222-2222.
When outdoors, some people like it hot and some people like it cold. However, when indoors, most people like it comfortably warm. Choose a Baderas boiler from McCusick Petroleum Company to provide you with comfortable and efficient heat. They also offer sales and service on many brands of furnaces, boilers, and water heaters. McCusick Petroleum Company delivers oil and LP gas to homes and businesses throughout the Pequot region. If you'd like more information on pricing or service, call or stop by our office in Dover Foxcroft.
Local news weeknights at 6 with Beth Jones and Peter Dubois on ABC 7.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Let's start things off on the ice. We are exactly 1 week out from Maine hockey's first series of the season, but fans can get their first look at the Black Bears in action this weekend. And they can do so at Colby College in Waterville on Saturday at 5 p.m. when Maine will host their rivals from New Hampshire in a charity exhibition match. All proceeds from tickets go to the Alphon Youth and Community Center in Waterville. Maine is coming off of their best season since Jeremy Swayman was in net, and they're returning their top 4 point scorers. So there is a lot of hype surrounding this year's Black Bears squad, and they are certainly excited about their first opportunity to suit up and get out on the ice.
It's been a long time since we played a game, and a lot of these guys haven't played a game in a Maine jersey, our new players, and it's been since March since the returners have played a game. That's a long time. So I think it'll just be fun to get out there and compete again, and for us it'll be neat to see what we have.
The Black Bears have 10 newcomers on the roster this year, and while they've all been on the ice since July for voluntary workouts, and they've been officially practicing since September, that is much different from a game situation. So while it's our first chance to get a look at these guys, it's also Coach Barr's too.
We're gonna approach it like a game, and obviously we want to see what some guys do, and especially some of these new guys, put them in situations and see how they respond. But it's our only tune-up. We don't get multiple preseason games, so we have to see what we have and see what we need to work on.
All right, looking forward to that, and then the season officially begins on October 12th. On to the golf course now. The Maine State Golf Championships were scheduled for Friday and Saturday morning down at Natanis Golf Club in Vassalboro, but it looks like Tropical Storm Philippe has other plans. Here's the updated schedule for the championships as of Thursday morning. With the rain projected for Saturday, the Class A and Class C championships have been rescheduled to Monday, still at Natanis. Class A tees off on the Tomahawk course at 10 a.m., Class C on the Arrowhead course at 11. And as for the Class B championships, they remain on as scheduled, taking place Friday morning at the Arrowhead course with play beginning at 11 a.m. or at the Tomahawk course, play beginning at 11. All right, let's move on to Orono High School now, where cross-country star Ruth White is continuing to rip up the court with record-breaking performances. Our Ryan Sudol reports on her journey and how her passion is driving her.
She has goals, and she will work really hard to try to achieve them.
Normally, someone is called the GOAT of a sport once their career is over. But when it comes to cross country in Maine,
Orono's Ruth White may already have a claim.
I'm just glad to have the opportunity to run, and I love the sport and the community, so I'm just glad to be part of it.
After her performance at Saturday's Festival of Champions, White now holds the record for the state's fastest 5K girls cross-country run ever. 16:56.9.
She's been wanting for a long time to break that 17-minute barrier, and that's really tough.
I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to run on a fast course in good conditions. I was happy to better my own personal time.
She beat her own festival record by nearly 30 seconds. Just another feather in the cap of a career that started from a young age with her father and coach, Lynn.
She and her sisters, they've been surrounded by cross-country and track ever since they were infant, from the youngest ages. She was pretty focused, and she always went hard.
Everyone on our team improves a lot over the course of the year. It just goes to show how well Coach White does to condition all athletes.
That has all paid off. Ruth is a two-time state and New England champion. Every time White races is must-see, but the pressure is second to what running means to her.
Everyone thinks I need to win every race. That can be a lot, but it's fun to just be part of the running community because there are a lot of other really incredible girls out there, and it just means a lot to be able to hopefully be a role model for younger athletes.
And with this being the last year he'll have as her coach, Lynn is making sure not to blink.
You have to enjoy every minute of it. That's all I can say. You have to enjoy every minute.
In Orono, I'm Ryan Sudol, ABC 7, Fox 22 Sports.
All right, looking forward to see what she can do the rest of the way. State's right around the corner. Let's talk some hoops now, though. The Celtics opening up training camp this week. They play their first preseason game on Sunday, and on Wednesday, the Boston Brass making it official with newly acquired point guard Jrue Holiday. Celtics owners Steve Pegluka and Wick Grossbeck and president of basketball operations and the MVP of the offseason, Brad Stevens, holding a press conference and introduction ceremony Wednesday, officially announcing Holiday as a Boston Celtic. Jrue is a five-time All-NBA defensive team member, a two-time All-Star, an NBA champ with 2021 with the Bucks. He also won an Olympic gold medal with Jason Tatum and Team USA in Tokyo, and he is really excited for the chance to bring Banner 18 to the Garden.
I know this is a blue-collar town. They love people that work hard, and they put their heart into it, and that's just the type of person that I am. Is every time I step into the court, I give you my everything. I think being a part of this type of organization and this group is something that I really wanted to be a part of.
Certainly sounds like someone Celtics fans are going to enjoy rooting for. That's all the time we have for sports. We'll be right back after the break.
The Farmer's Table in Corinna brings you outstanding breakfasts, lunches, and dinners made from farm-grown fresh ingredients. Dinner specials are available every day. Enjoy our homemade desserts, and above all, bring your appetite to the Farmer's Table in Corinna.
Mesothelioma is more than a ravaging illness. It is a disease that can ruin a family's finances and is never the victim's fault. The law offices of Joe Bornstein has been fighting and winning for Maine families for nearly 50 years, and we've collected over $500 million for injured Mainers. If you or a loved one is a victim of mesothelioma or asbestos-related lung cancer, call Joe today for a free case evaluation and to learn about your family's legal rights. Dial 207-CALL-JOE or online at joebornstein.com.
I got rear-ended at a stoplight, and the insurance company tried to give me this tiny little check.
Don't take a tiny check from the insurance company.
I called the Twos, and Lowry & Associates got me $300,000.
Follow the Twos. We win for you.
Luna Family Auto Sales is a locally owned business run by a husband and wife team. Here at Luna Family Auto Sales, we combine our passion for cars with providing service to the community and local economy.
Featuring no dock or hidden fees at all, we offer financing for all credit types and service everything we sell.
Check out our website at lunafamilyautosales.com.
Or come in and say hi. We'd love to meet you and introduce ourselves.
Luna Family Auto Sales, 649 Stillwater Ave, Old Town.
Welcome back to Good Morning Maine. I'm here with Melissa Gallagher. She's from Fields Pond Audubon Center, and Betty Jameson. She's with the Holden Land Trust, and they're here to talk about the Fall Foliage 5K. Guys, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Yes.
So when is the Fall Foliage 5K?
It is this Saturday, October 7th, and registration starts at 8 and the race is at 9.
Lovely. So this is a trail run, correct? How is this different than maybe the average race that somebody would sign up for?
trail run is a little more challenging, especially the terrain will be very different. It's a beautiful run through the woods, but lots of rocks and roots, and on our particular trails we have a significant elevation gain of about 400 feet. So your times, if you're thinking you're going to get the same speed that you would on a 5K road race, that's not going to happen.
Right, the pacing.
The pacing is going to be very different.
Right. So, I mean, I think we are lucky to be talking about this elevation. You're with Holden Land Trust and Fields Pond. We were just talking about before we went up, I went to City Forest yesterday, and there's really no elevation there. So that seems like the benefit you guys have. And can you guys talk about a bit about the partnership you guys have between the Audubon and Holden Land Trust?
Sure. Yeah, so this is a wonderful partnership with good neighbors. So our property starts on Fields Pond Road, but then Holden Land Trust is, where are you guys on Copeland, right? Yep. So you can come in from either direction, but once you're in the forest, you really have no real idea when you change into one trail or the other. Cool. Of course, there's excellent marking, so you can tell by that way, but this continuity of the trails makes it such a lovely experience. And we work together to maintain the trails and keep them free and clear of any debris and down trees. So it's just been a really wonderful partnership, and we kind of have this 5K as our fruition of those great trails that we have together.
It gives the opportunity if somebody wants to do some distance, because we have about 7 miles of trails combined together, and you can easily flow from they connect in a couple of places, so you can flow from one set of trails to the other.
That is excellent to have in this area. I think of City Forest because I can go get my 10,000 steps in, but over here you have the elevation and good views too, so that's different.
Yeah. From Copeland Hill you can see Katahdin on a clear day.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, how much is registration and where can people learn more?
Right, so for members it's 25, and then I think it's a 30 for non-members, but you can become a member and get that discount. We also have t-shirts that we have.
Cool.
These are beautiful orange t-shirts.
Those are wicked cute.
Yeah, super cute. And the registration starts at 8, and then the race is at 9. We also have a kids fun run that starts at 10:30. So we hope to see lots of people out there. It's going to be a nice day, and the fall foliage is just starting to pop. So
that is a big plus right there.
Yeah.
All right, well, Betty and Melissa, thank you guys for joining us this morning.
You're welcome. Thanks for having us.
Of course. We'll send it over to weather.
Thank you so much. Our main weather this morning is brought to you by Blind Faith Tattoo. With over 25 years of experience, we are fluent in all styles, including traditional and fine line tattoos. Stop by for a free consultation from one of our friendly expert tattoo artists. We offer a fast turnaround, and walk-ins are always welcome. All right, my friends, not a bad start to the morning. We just have some mostly cloudy skies. Other than that, we are dry. This is the calm before the storm. Take a look at this. Right off sea, right about here. Doesn't look like much right now. It's not really developed at all. This is a Tropical Storm Philippe, that is on the way and will be here in the next, let's say, 36 to 48 hours. This is the track we're looking at, going all the way up north into our area. By the time it gets here, it looks like it's going to be a post-tropical system with probably around a 50-mile-per-hour wind, mainly by the coast. Now, for now, mostly cloudy skies, but we will continue to have increasing clouds, those thicker clouds rolling in throughout the day today. Then throughout the day, we're going to stay mainly clear overall. By tomorrow, though, that's when things start to pick up. Greater chances of showers will be in the area, and more of the heavier rain will start to roll on in. And then into those overnight hours, Saturday night, Sunday morning, mainly, that's when that rain, the heavier rain, will still be in the area. Now, we're looking at a lot of rain in some regions, maybe even up to 3 inches of rain in some spots, indicated here in those red colors. Millinocket area, Greenville, all the way down south into our area. Now, of course, right by the coast, Bar Harbor, and then close to the Machias area, over 2 inches of rain as well. Now, waves, not bad right now. We're looking at 3-foot waves right offshore, maybe 5, so still not too bad, but definitely as that storm gets closer, waves will triple and quadruple in size. Temperature-wise, though, we've been warm. Take a look at this. Last several days, mid-70s, close to 80 degrees even 2 days ago. Look at that. Yesterday we saw temperatures in those mid to upper 60s. Now we're going to stay near average the rest of this week, pretty much right through next week. Our average high is around 62 degrees. Take a look at this. 60s pretty much right through the board and right through next week. Now for today, mid 60s outside, cloudy skies, a couple of sprinkles are possible. Other than that, we are dry. Same story tonight, besides cooler temperatures in those upper 50s. Now for tomorrow, that's when that heavier rain starts to roll in, mainly into those afternoon hours. High temperature of around 64 degrees. Our extended forecast outlook does show that rain in the area right through the weekend, and then we start to clear up by beginning of next week.
General Rental Center has been serving Central Maine for more than 30 years with an extensive inventory, including mini track loaders with attachments, full-size track skid steer, track loader and backhoe, wheel loader with attachments, a 50-foot towable aerial lift, and a 45-foot self-propelled four-wheel drive lift. If you can't find it on our website, we can find it for you. Call for multi-day and weekend special rates.
When a government-controlled utility took over in Long Island, New York, it made big promises. But what did residents get? Household electric costs increased by more than 50%. Customers' bills skyrocketed with new surcharges. The utility ranked the lowest in customer service, and it failed to pay millions in required payments to local schools and fire departments on time. Don't bring New York's problems to Maine. Vote no on question 3.
At Living Innovations, we build community. You can be a part of it. We put supporting people first, and that builds a caring community within our workforce and for the people we serve. Living Innovations supports people with disabilities and has flexible work opportunities available. You could become a shared living provider and work from home, or help support people to be active in the community. To learn more, visit livinginnovations.com and check out our employment and home provider opportunities. Become a part of Living Innovations and be part of a community with a purpose.
Rennie's, a Maine adventure.
We've got everything you need at Rennie's to get your yard all taken care of. In fact, John and Adam are going to my house to rake my leaves. You get to Rennie's.
Thank you for shopping locally.
Being a dancer is about the love of the dance.
Turn your fears into fearlessness.
And dance like the world is watching.
Twin red panda cubs get their first checkup at the Whipsnade Zoo in southern England. Zookeepers conducted the checkup on the cubs on Saturday as they get ready to let the twin cubs explore outside their nest box. The cubs are named Alex and Priya and were born at the zoo back in June. During their health check, veterinarians checked the cubs' hearts and lungs. They were also weighed and got their shots and had their eyes checked as well. Very cute little animals there in England. Good Morning America is next on ABC 7. We'll continue broadcasting on Fox 22. Have a great day, everyone.